Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why two people can grow up in the same neighborhood, go to the same school, have the same intelligence, but one ends up stuck in a 9-to-5 struggling with bills, while the other becomes a self-made millionaire? The answer isn't talent, luck, or even hard work. It's knowledge, but not the kind you get in school. The school system was never designed to make you rich. It was created during the Industrial Revolution, built to produce obedient workers for factories. Not free thinkers, not entrepreneurs, not wealth creators. It teaches you to memorize, obey, and repeat, but it never teaches you how to build assets, leverage your time, or scale a business. Meanwhile, the top 1% operate on a completely different set of rules. These rules are never printed in textbooks or taught in class, but they're passed quietly through mentors, mastermind rooms, board meetings, and wealthy families. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right but still getting nowhere financially, this is your wake-up call, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the 7 rules every millionaire knows and every school system ignores. These rules are the difference between living paycheck to paycheck and building a life of financial freedom, abundance, and control. The first rule is simple, but deeply powerful. You have to learn to think like an owner, not a worker. School teaches you to be a good employee. Show up on time, follow instructions, don't make mistakes. But millionaires? They don't ask for raises. They create systems that pay them forever. While employees trade hours for income, owners trade ideas for wealth. Ownership is the secret code. It could be a business, a product, a stock portfolio, a piece of intellectual property, or a YouTube channel. But the idea is the same. Build something once, and let it pay you over and over. Think of Rihanna. Yes, she's an artist, but her billionaire status came from owning Fenty Beauty. Jeff Bezos doesn't make every Amazon package. He owns the system that delivers them. When you shift from being a time seller to an asset builder, your entire life trajectory changes. Ask yourself daily, am I building something, or just clocking in? The second rule is about leverage, the real superpower of the rich. Most people try to get rich by working more hours, grinding harder, but there's a ceiling to how much time you have. Millionaires understand that the way to explode results is through leverage. They use other people's time by hiring teams. They use other people's money by raising capital. They use the internet, automation, and digital tools to create systems that scale. One YouTube video, one ebook, one course, one software tool. These can reach thousands or even millions without any extra effort. Think about how a simple Shopify store or affiliate marketing page can run 24/7 while you sleep. Leverage turns linear effort into exponential growth. The more you master tools, teams, and technology, the less you depend on your own hours to make money. The wealthy multiply their output without multiplying their stress, because they don't do everything alone. The third rule is perhaps the most misunderstood. Emotional control is more important than intelligence when it comes to wealth. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you panic every time the market dips, if you chase hype during bubbles or spend money to impress people, you'll stay broke. Millionaires operate with discipline. They don't let fear, greed, or ego control their decisions. They have a calm relationship with money. They don't worship it, they manage it. That's why so many intelligent people stay broke. They can solve equations but can't resist emotional spending. Look at Warren Buffett. His real advantage isn't intelligence, it's temperament. He buys when others panic, waits for years, and never lets the noise shake his conviction. Your emotions can either be your fuel or your prison, and mastering them is the real flex. The fourth rule is all about your environment. Your network, your circle, your daily surroundings. Because no matter how ambitious you are, if you spend all your time around small thinkers, dream killers, and people who fear change, you'll start shrinking to fit in. Millionaires are extremely intentional about who they spend time with. They pay thousands to be in the right rooms. They cut off toxic energy. They look for mentors who stretch their vision, and peers who hold them accountable. If your friends roll their eyes when you talk about starting a business, guess what? You'll stop talking about it. But when you're surrounded by people who talk about crypto, real estate, marketing, scale, branding, suddenly your dreams feel normal. That's why they say your network is your net worth. If your environment isn't elevating you, it's limiting you. Change the room, or change the people in it. The fifth rule goes against everything school taught you. Speed is better than perfection. In class, mistakes were punished. You had to raise your hand, wait your turn, get everything right. But in the real world, the person who executes fast wins. Millionaires don't sit on ideas for months or years. They move quickly, launch early, and improve on the go. They know that waiting for perfect is just fear in disguise. Every successful entrepreneur has a version 1 that sucked, but they launched it anyway. Whether it's a product, a video, a pitch, a business, it doesn't need to be flawless. It just needs to exist. While others hesitate, millionaires execute. Because action brings clarity, and clarity brings cash. Stop thinking, start building. Speed creates momentum, and momentum builds empires. The 6th rule is about skill stacking, the invisible force behind every successful person you admire. Degrees don't create millionaires, skills do, but not just any skills. High income, high impact skills like copywriting, marketing, investing, public speaking, negotiation, sales, branding, and leadership. These are the tools of the wealthy. And the best part, you don't need a university. The internet has made learning accessible to anyone willing to commit. Millionaires are obsessed with learning, not to pass tests but to solve problems. They know that every new skill adds a layer of value to their brand or business. A good product with great marketing beats a great product with no attention. Learn to sell, and you'll never go hungry. Learn to lead and you'll build teams. Stack enough skills, and you become unstoppable. The 7th and final rule is one most people don't want to hear. Wealth is a long game. There are no shortcuts. No secret hacks. No instant $1 million button. Most people give up too soon. They want 6 figures in 6 weeks. They start something, don't see results, and move on. But millionaires? They plant seeds and water them daily. They understand the power of compound growth. They reinvest profits. They make long-term decisions. And they trust the process, even when the results are slow. Think of Jeff Bezos. Amazon took years before it turned real profit. Think of real estate investors, who held properties through ups and downs, only to cash out big a decade later. The longer you stay in the game, the higher your chances of winning. But that takes patience, and most people have none. The real wealth isn't in the speed, it's in the consistency. So here's the truth. These 7 rules won't make you rich overnight, but they will change how you think, act, and move. And over time, that shift is what creates wealth. School didn't teach you these rules. But now you know. The question is, what will you do with them? Because knowing is only the beginning. Application is where the transformation happens. Pick one rule today. Focus on it. Execute on it. Whether it's building ownership, mastering skills, finding a mentor, or launching before you're ready, just start. The journey from $0 to millionaire doesn't start with money. It starts with mindset. And now you've got the keys.